Hello everyone and welcome back to another Hookster Talks. And yes, the information that no one really gives a shit about has finally dropped. Lewis Hamilton has re-signed for Mercedes. Yes! But it's only for a 1-year deal. Interesting. Anyway, let's get into this. I have the official statement from Mercedes in front of me. And I have to say, you can tell this has been written by a lawyer. I have never heard so much bullshit in all my life. Really. Honestly. Anyway, let's get into this. The Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 team is pleased to announce that the reigning Formula 1 Constructors Champion and the reigning F1 World Drivers Champion will continue together in 2021. Yeah, they'd like to get that bit in, don't they? Don't forget everyone, 7 times champion. We need Lewis. Jesus. The Mercedes Works team and Lewis agreed a new contract. Yeah, eventually, finally. Which will see one of the sport's most successful ever collaborations continue for a 9th consecutive season. A significant part of the new agreement builds upon the joint commitment to greater diversity and inclusion in motorsport that was made last year by Lewis and Mercedes. Okay, this will take the form of a joint charitable foundation which will have the mission of supporting greater diversity and inclusion in all its forms in motorsport. Now what the fuck does that even mean? Anyone? No, written by a lawyer, yeah. Lewis made his F1 debut with Mercedes F1 engine customer team McLaren in 2007 and has been powered in all of his 266 Grand Prix by Mercedes-Benz engines. He joined the Mercedes Works team in 2013 and has since won 74 F1 races as well as 6 Drivers' Championships with the Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 team. In 2020, he broke Michael Schumacher's win record and is now an all-time race-winning record holder in Formula 1. Okay, everyone, this is the official statement from Lulu. Oh, I can't wait for this bit. I am excited to be heading into my 9th season with my Mercedes teammates. Our team has achieved incredible things together and we look forward to building on our success even further, while continuously looking to improve both on and off the track. I'm equally determined to continue the journey we started to make motorsport more... Oh God, here he goes. To make motorsport more diverse for future generations, and I'm grateful that Mercedes has been extremely supportive of my call to... Hang on, where's the next page? To address this issue. I'm proud to say we are taking the effort further this year by launching a foundation dedicated to diversity. Here we go. More diversity and inclusion in the sport. Do you know what the most diverse thing about Lewis Hamilton is? Yeah, Lewis bloody Hamilton. I am inspired. Oh, I bet you are, Lewis. I bet you are. I'm inspired as well. Yes, I'm inspired by all that we can build together, and we can't wait to get back on the track in March. Yes, well, or April, May, June, whenever this fucking virus packs up, I don't know. And here we go, the official statement from Toto Wolff. Yes, Toto Wolff. Here we go. We have always been aligned with Lewis that we could continue, but the very unusual year we had in 2020 meant it took some time to finish the process. Yeah, of course it did, Toto. Every single other driver on the grid has signed apart from Lewis, but, you know, we have to give him time. Because of the unique situation of 2020. Yeah, bullshit. Absolute fucking bullshit, mate. Calling it right now. Together, we have decided to extend the sporting relationship for another season and to begin a longer-term project to take the next step in our shared commitment to greater diversity. Oh, here we go. 3rd fucking time in the fucking statement they've said diversity. Within our sport. Lewis's competitive record stands alongside the best sports world has ever seen and is a valued ambassador for our brand and our partners. Yeah, I agree with you. He is a great ambassador for the sport. If that's all he did, it would be, but it's not all he does. He tries to fucking save the world, the planet, and everything else that's fucking in it. He's just a fucking racing driver. Just get up. Anyway, I'm venting. I'm stopping now. The story of Mercedes and Lewis has written itself into the history books of our sport over the past 8 seasons, and we are hungry to compete and add more chapters to it. Oh, there you go, everyone. That's the most boringest statement in the world ever. from Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton and Toto Wolff. We've got another one from Marcus Schaefer, the non-executive chairman, but I'm not going to go into that because I'm falling asleep already. Anyway, what do you think about this, everyone? And what about only a 1-year deal? Now, what's the thinking? Is this his last year? Is he going to retire after 2021? No more Lulu on the grid? Well, we will have to find out, of course. Now, could he be taking this step because, of course, the new car's coming in 2022 and he basically, if he's retiring, he wants to finish on the cars that he's been driven for quite a few years now and not have to start, basically from scratch and try and get used to the new cars. I can't quite understand how that works, though, because I think Sebastian Vettel was signed for, 3 years? So he's going to be moving from this generation of cars to the next generation. So I'm not sure what the thinking is there with Lewis. But is this, of course, just his final year in Formula 1? By the end of this year, just going into the start of next year, he will be 37 years old. Is that finally going to be it? I don't know. But we will find out. But anyway, there is the exciting news from Hookster Talks on a Monday night. Yes, Lewis Hamilton has re-signed for Mercedes for 1 year only. How much did he get in the end? Doesn't actually say here in this press report from Mercedes. Oh, they wouldn't do, would it? No, doesn't say how much it was. I think I read earlier it's 40 million. He's got 40 million for the year. I think it is anyway. Don't quote me on that. But yes, I think he's got 40 million for this year. So that should keep him in curry for a few more years yet, shouldn't it? Yeah, just keep him in curry. Anyway, that's enough ranting for me. I just wanted to pass this information because it's really important stuff, really important stuff, yeah. Because now it determines that for the 2021 season, it's going to be just as boring as fuck as all the other seasons, yeah. Because Lewis is going to win it and Max Verstappen's going to come in second again. Oh, I was so looking forward to Lewis not being there. Yes, I was so looking forward to Lewis not being there. And then we would have had a great season for 2021. But it's not going to be. Anyway, there's always 2022 with the new cars. We can probably have a great season then because it doesn't look like Lewis is going to be there. Yes, has he had enough finally? He's been in the sport quite a long time, really, hasn't he? Was it 2007? Yeah, that's probably enough. 37 years old. Now, does he not want to do... Well, I actually said this in an earlier video. There's no way that Lewis would sort of come out of this team and do a sort of Damon Hill, is it? And go into an Arrows for 1997 from Williams. There's no way Lewis would do that. That's just not even on his radar, is it, to be honest, that he would want to transfer to a lower team. So, as I said, I think after this he would definitely sort of hang his hat up and say, that's it, I've had enough, because I could never see Lewis going to, what's the equivalent of the Jordan on the grid at the moment? I can't quite... Well, even that, the sort of Alfa Romeo, could you see him doing a Kimi Räikkönen? Could you see him doing a Kimi Räikkönen and going to Alfa Romeo in like a 2-year deal until he's like 39 and then hang up his career? No, because there'd be no incentive, would there? He'd be sort of midfield all the time. He'd actually be a lot like Michael Schumacher when he came back in 2010. The performance just wouldn't be there. It wouldn't be Lewis's fault. He'd still have the performance in himself, but he wouldn't have the performance from the car. So, yeah, I think he'd probably call it a day. And possibly this could be the last season in Formula 1 for Lewis Hamilton. I'd just like to say I get a little bit of stick for saying that I'm a sort of a basher of Lewis Hamilton. That is not the case. I actually supported Lewis when he came into the sport in 2007, and when he won the championship, oh my goodness, I was up there in the ceiling. Yes. Especially with the little Timo Glock incident. I was there, so I was a great supporter of Lewis Hamilton. Unfortunately, ever since those times, I've seen a change in Lewis. Ever since he sacked his father, which, yeah, I never understood the reasons for that. He said it was because he wanted to get closer to his father, but, that's not the way to do it, Lewis. That's really not the way to do it, no. And then, of course, we had the whole Nicole Scherzenegger incident, yes, where, she was about at every single race and then she disappeared off the scene. And I do understand that she actually left him. So, that was probably because of his determination to win and to win at all costs. It always sort of filters down to your personal life in the end, unfortunately, because you just haven't got time. You just haven't got time if you're that determined to win. So yes, I've been a great supporter of Lewis, but unfortunately, as I say, over time I have noticed just something not quite right. Yes, not quite right with Lewis. He seems to have, I don't know, turned to the dark side a little bit. That's all I can say. Turn to the dark side. Perhaps I shouldn't have said that, but I am talking Star Wars metaphors here, nothing else. But yes, just recently, I have noticed a change. And it was definitely not a change for the better, unfortunately. But anyway, I've got no ill feeling towards Lewis Hamilton. I hope he does well in his 2021 season. If it's going to be his last, then I hope he ends up as an 8 times world champion, and he'll be on top of the scoreboards, in fact, won't he, until someone else comes along and beats him. Obviously it will happen, but that will probably be about, to be honest, I'd say, especially with the new cars coming in next year, by the time everyone sort of gets up to speed, I would say it could be another 10 to 20 years before anyone comes along with that sort of dominance that could be a 9 times world champion. I just can't see it. So this record, if Lewis gets it this year, this record will be really, really good, and he'll be able to hang on to it for a very, very long time indeed. And that'll be something to look forward to as he goes into retirement. What is Lewis Hamilton going to do? I don't know. Perhaps Formula E, perhaps a bit, I don't know about touring car. I don't think that's Lewis's thing, but he may do. Who knows? But, you know, he's only going to be 37 years old. He's still got a few years left in him before he has to hang his hat up for racing for good. He could go on till he's 42, 43, doing something in racing. I'm not quite sure what, but, you know, anything really. So it's not all over for Lewis at all. So anyway, there you go. That's all from Hookster Talks. My rant is over. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. You have been awesome as always. And as always, don't forget, that's what the comments are for. And I want you to explode in the comment. Well, not literally. I haven't got enough tissue. We're under lockdown. And yes, tissue is a little bit of a shortage right now. So please be careful. Please be careful with your spillage, because I can't mop it all up. So yes, please explode in the comments. Tell me what you think about this whole situation. Has it been a laughable farce, to be honest, or do you think he was sensible to hold out for this long just for a 1-year deal? Not quite sure. Anyway, thanks everyone. That's it from me. Awesome as always, and I'll catch you in the next video.